face-off series of the entire shindig. It's going to be Geek Fam versus MVP.Hot6 here in a best-of-3 series to start things off. Of course, it is a beautiful Saturday morning, actually, on the, I guess you could call it West Coast, Midwest of Colorado. My name is Mott, joined today by Trent Pax, rather. Trent, how you doing this morning?
Grand. Fabulous. I'm actually recovered. Yesterday I was skiing and hiking. We do that annual thing where I hike up the mountain and ski down. Did that again. So it was good. Very tiring day.
That sounds intense. I'm not going to lie to you.
It was pretty good. Some people, it's a charity event thing. There are people who run up and down the whole day carrying their skis through these, and it's not even, on the ski slope. It's on these, snowshoe trails, through the woods. Right. I only do the hike once, and that's not very fun. But they do it, one guy did it 14 times last year with his skis on his back. Everyone else gets their skis taken to the top by the snowmobile. This guy was just going insane.
He's hardcore is what you're telling me.
He was very hardcore. I instead take the day to therefore then ski because you get a free pass for the whole day. So
I think that's pretty normal, my friend.
That's the way to go, But yeah, it's back. It's Mr. Cat.
It is.
We had a little bit of a breather.
A 2-day break, I believe, is what we had. I think it was about 2 days, 3 days perhaps. But we are here, in fact. I'm excited to see more SEA Dota, of course. It's early on. Some of the smaller names here, as you can see with Geek Fam and MVP.Hot6. But don't sleep on Geek Fam, all right?
Oh, no one's sleeping on Geek Fam now.
We've talked about them. We've talked about Hot6. And believe it or not, guys, if you haven't watched Mr. Cat this season, this is MVP.Hot6's first foray back into Dota with their new roster, and it's not looked very good for them. I don't think they did very well during the group stages, as opposed to Geek Fam, who had a pretty, I think, solid group phase overall trend.
Oh, very much so. Yeah, they came first overall in Group B. They dropped one. They went 1-1 with TNC, and they went 1-1 with Clutch Gamers. But other than that, they 2-0 Trust. They 2-0 Execration. And so we're gonna be tough for MVP, who only had a 2-0 up against Young Minds and lost the rest of their games. Now, again, if you guys didn't join us for the initial portion of the group stages and stuff, this MVP roster was kind of thrown together at the last minute to join the tournament because their other planned group couldn't get visas to come from Kyrgyzstan into Korea to join the team house and everything. So it's a little bit of a shitty situation for them. We definitely appreciate them getting something together and playing here. So they are certainly looking to prove their merits here, and maybe they've kind of shored up everything in the past week or so.
Yeah, that would be the hope for MVP.Hot6. But as it stands right now, I think most people are betting on Geek Fam. Most people putting whatever money items, what have you, onto Geek Fam in there, and I think that's probably a safe bet for most people. However, we anticipate hopefully this series goes to 3 games. See some great action-packed Dota come your way. As it stands right now, already some interesting and fun heroes to watch. You've got Lone Druid, Earth Spirit, obviously, with all that he can do as an initiator and team fighter. Centaur Warrunner, a little bit of the same. Witch Doctor, always a great support to have. Then, of course, the good old Lone Druid, the ranged Lone Druid, potentially for Geek Fam.
Yeah. More than likely, of course. A little bit unusual to see a Witch Doctor so early. Centaur Warrunner, I guess, has come to be the accepted counter to Lone Druid. Yeah, number one, you don't want Lone Druid to have Centaur on his team. That's just ridiculous. You can never catch the damn guy. No. But if you can use that Stampede, allow your allies to actually catch up to that ridiculously speedy dude and try and lock him down for the kill, that'll be the plan here. And then Witch Doctor, just a solid support. Maybe a little unusual to see it picked over something like Rubik, but could be there worried about some sort of aggression coming through, and that is what we're going to see here with an Earth Spirit.
Witch Doctor, he's still seen quite a bit of play, but he's just not quite up to snuff in terms of what he used to be able to provide and how much he used to be picked. He's just one of those heroes that is always consistently picked pretty much throughout every patch. You go back to some patches and you don't ever think, man, Witch Doctor's a terrible pick here. I can't remember one patch where that was absolutely the case because I think he's always been solid.
Yeah, no, he's definitely quite fine. MVP lately, their other success, we did see a lot of Warlock support from them, but typically that has been in the 5 role, so I guess we likely won't need to worry about that this game. They did pick up the Undying as well, so not a very shocking ban there from Geek Fam. And then the other one's been that Silencer, that position 4 style where you have the Helm of the Dominator. And with that role essentially being guaranteed to be missing here, I wouldn't be too surprised to see Geek Fam take care of that as well. Any other good 4s left in the pool? We've already gotten rid of our starter, of course, in the first. Even the position 4 Sanking we see sometimes. He's removed in the first phase. So,
5 seconds remaining.
Not many left there.
Yeah, it's the pick of the litter here, I suppose. We'll see what they can get. Pudge is going to be the pickup, though, for MVP.Hot6. It's their support position 4 more than likely, and a good one at that, offensive and defensive.
So that'll be Radiant side, which means you can't do the mid pull.
The pull shenanigans.
Yeah, I don't think it works. Maybe you can do it on one of the mid ones. I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's too far away from the lane, but to be honest, I haven't seen anyone try with that one. I think you can still pull the off lane, though. Radiant off lane, you should be able to pull that first camp, I believe, with a hook. But I guess we'll find out if they go in towards any of that. And then I guess you could definitely pull the bottom one, too. It's just all about that 4-second timing thing, so I don't know.
That's what I wanted to ask you about, because that's the most interesting thing to me. The first day after the change came out, or very close after the changes came out, I remember someone found this out, and we were watching a game. You and I were casting a game, I believe. It might have been
it was Alliance.
It was, and they did that poll, and I was confused as to how it works. So just kind of, if you could explain, it's kind of tough for me to ask.
Well, from what I understand, I believe, without having, I'm not going to look it up, but I'm pretty sure. It's when they made the change to try and fix this, they made it so that neutrals won't aggro creep waves if they've been affected by toss or pudge hook for 4 seconds. And I think maybe Boulder Smash was the other one. There was some other one, but it's like there's like a 4-second window where they won't aggro creeps after. But because of that angle that you pull in the mid lane on the dire side, it walks towards the creeps like back to the tower or rather back to the camp for so long that those 4 seconds pass and it's still in aggro range of the wave.
So you're telling me it's 4 seconds after the ability is cast?
After it connects on the first creep or whatever.
Okay.
I believe that's the issue. So I think the bottom off lane will still work on Radiant, but I don't think the bottom safe lane would work. But I don't know. We'll find out. Maybe it's like 3 seconds or something, but that's essentially what happens there and why it still works.
Well, I mean, it's interesting, and now I'm going to keep my eyes on this Pudge because I want to see him do something crazy, and I think MVP.Hot6 might need that advantage early on here. Geek fam, they will pick up the Vengeful Spirit for themselves, so they've provided themselves. They already have the Earth Spirit, so unless this Vengeful Spirit's 5, she could also be that carry role if they want to send the Lone Druid mid as the ranged. I'm not sure if they want to do that, depending on the matchup that they have against Hot6. Slark will be the safe laner for Hot6. Invoker, so it will be, in fact, I would imagine, mid lane Invoker, safe lane Lone Druid, Vengeful Spirit, Earth Spirit, support duo, Trent. Would you think that's probably the most accurate thing?
Yeah, I think that's fine. A little bit weird to have Venge in the 5 role, I guess. I mean, she can do every single position, honestly. That's kind of one of your weird strengths, I suppose. And yeah, they'll ban out the axe. This would be like the exact same draft they had the other day. So it looks like MVP are just like, all right, we're not going to give them the same thing they used up against Clutch in the previous series. But it's interesting. I think the main idea is probably like Lone Druid gets Stampede happens, someone blinks on top of the Lone Druid. In this case, it'll be the Centaur. He hoof stomps, and then after the hoof stomp, you want to get the swap out by the Venge, so they can't combo up. And then she can also like swap away from pudge hooks and stuff like that.
It's a positioning heavy game, I guess, as is every Dota 2 game. But this game more so than most, I would imagine, just based off the pudge alone. You have Vengeful Spirit with positioning, Earth Spirit. It's a lot about dodging, finding the right initiation, kind of poking and prodding as the Slark perhaps for the MVP.Hot6 side, or finding a hook or a stomp. And then you have counter initiation from Invoker as well if he decides to go for maybe a Quaswex type build with Tornado. Anything like that.
I'd be surprised if they didn't ban OD here. Maybe they're just considering the Shadow Fiend, but OD
How was
with
that
a
matchup,
pudge?
by the way? OD against Invoker.
I mean, it's OD. He just wins.
Yeah,
you don't
seems
pick
to be the hero.
It's
Yeah, there you go. Good call.
With the pudge there, it's just like you need that setup for the hook in the mid lane, and then without Ember being there for even like a root, now they don't really have anyone because like SF's okay with their lineup and they've played it a few times, but he doesn't offer anything towards the pudge.
Well,
10 seconds.
So offlaners, I guess, eh?
Yeah, for Geek fam at least, unless they're doing some crazy Lone Druid offlane thing, which I don't think will happen.
No.
What's available right now?
Well, if it was Velo, his Timbersaw is still there up against a safe lane Slark. That'd be pretty tempting. Could bully that pretty heavily, I would imagine. Either that or else you would just draw the pudge down there the entire time and kind of save your mid lane. So that would even be worth it, honestly. But it depends if
this doesn't seem. I was thinking, but this doesn't seem like the ideal Magnus lineup, considering the Empower would be wasted on. I don't want to say wasted, but Mag has been the offlaner that we've seen a lot in this tournament. At least Ice has played it a fair bit, as have some other people. So
10 seconds remaining.
I wouldn't mind it if it worked. Nyx is the other huge one left in the pool, but he's just not that great, I don't think.
Dark
Oh,
Seer.
well.
Oh,
That hero's
sometimes Darkseer
Radiant
slips to the end.
beam
I had noticed he was actually getting like avoided completely in Lost Star Ladder drafts too, but without the CM aura, I guess maybe some teams aren't a big fan of it. That's how we
Yeah.
often see him played, at least. But now
Yeah.
they have Darkseer Earth Spirit, so good times.
Yeah, this
10
I've
seconds
completely forgot
remaining.
about this pick. We've talked about this pick. He's like you just mentioned. He's kind of on that downward
5
slope, I
seconds
think, in terms of
remaining.
pick, in terms of win rate, and what he could accomplish with all the changes that have been made to him. The Iron Shell, of
Reserve
course,
time.
being the biggest thing. But now it's going to be Hot6's turn for their mid hero, and we talked about the OD that's been banned out. So I think you mentioned Shadow Fiend as well for Hot6. Not sure if they're
Yeah,
gonna
I
go
think
down that
he's
route.
like kind of okay. They played him a lot, but yeah, I don't know. He's nothing special. I think they could use a little bit more control, maybe. Slark's gonna want to fight around like 14, 17-minute window, depending on how much pressure he gets in his lane, how fast he can get up his Shadow Blade. You might want someone that can at least roam a bit with like the Pudge and the Centaur earlier, like even like a Queen. Maybe if they have a Queen player, if that was something that they've done a lot, maybe I would
Phantom
assume that. But
Assassin.
Oh,
be a PA.
the classic PA mid, and I say classic. It's picked in the mid lane from time to time. I think the old MVP squad was one that did so often. The Phoenix squad, I believe, unless I'm
Yeah.
mistaken my teams, but
Oh no, you were quite correct, sir.
yeah.
So that'll be kind of like the SF adds a little bit more of that minus armor as she goes in towards the Deso, so it does help out the Witch Doctor and even the Slark a little bit. Gives them some roshing potential at some point in the game. Doesn't really set up mid. I mean, the slow, perhaps that'll be enough for your Pudge to hit some hooks. But not the easiest starting game for a Pudge. It's not like Centaur can set up easily for hooks. Pud or Slark maybe can if you can like get a pounce, then I'll just allow you to walk in
10
and rot. So
seconds
that's kind of
remaining.
okay.
Yeah, Cask iffy.
5 seconds
It's
remaining.
you're right. It is not the easiest game for this Pudge here, given the heroes on the other team as well too. I think looking at the Geek Fam lineup, I think they just have a. I don't want to say it's easier to
Prepare for
execute,
battle.
but I feel like it almost is in the regard that they have good team fight. They pretty much have all their bases covered. You could say that about MVP.Hot6 as well, but I'm not sure. This is an interesting draft. Who do you favor going into the game, Trent?
Still Geek Fam.
Yeah.
Just in terms of like they have the lone druid. We know that they're definitely the more together team that have performed very well so far in these groups. So shouldn't be too much of a problem. But we'll see if MVP can pull out a little bit of a surprise here. A little bit of upset. My God, I'm noticing. I saw someone in chat mention it, but some of the betting sites. Holy! I hope you guys got your coinage
Oh,
out
is
onto
it-
Geek Fam.
Is it all?
It's
Wait, what?
way too even.
Oh, really? I was gonna
I guess
say
so.
that's interesting. That's very, very
Little pause
interesting.
there.
Well, people maybe not watching the beginning of Mr. Cat, seeing how good Geek Fam has actually been in this tournament. The classic pause at the beginning of an NCAA Dota tournament.
Oh,
Happens
now we get to
every
find
time.
out where this stand-in's playing too, because I haven't looked yet. All right, he is going to do the off lane, so he's straight up just an off lane stand-in for
That's
Velo. Convenient.
yeah. Okay, all right.
7.8k. Oh,
So if you had to pick a position for an offlane or for a stand-in to play, is offlane the one that you would hope the stand-in could play, or would you choose another position for that person to play? Forward position I think is also pretty common too, but
I think position 1 was always the one everyone talked about as being like the best possible one for a stand-in. Just throw them in the carry role because
oh yeah,
the only thing that matters is you just sit in that lane and you get farmed, and like it's not that important. Like
that reminds
mid,
me of MSS on Liquid back in the day before he became who he is today. I believe he
Right.
played carry there. I don't think he played mid. I think he played carry. I might be wrong about that though.
I'm not sure, but basically that's the whole idea, is that like it's not a team-based position in a lot of ways. I don't think that's changed. Although Core's like position 1's definitely joined more fights now in the early game than they used to. I think that's still who I'd pick. I think position 4 is just too important, and you have to have really good synergy between your position 4 and like every other lane. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
he has to be really good with your support player, he has to be really good with your offlane player and your mid player, and you have to like understand how he likes to play, and to make your lanes work out as
I
best as
almost feel like
possible.
what you just explained is why people gravitate towards the one position in pub games a lot of the time, because you can kind of just play 1 versus whatever, 1 versus 5. In reality, you can't, but that's what people kind of figure. They can get away with just farming and PvEing for a while, not needing to come to team fights as often, things like that. They just feel like they're more on their own than anything else, and the game isn't necessarily on them if the game goes poorly in the beginning stages of it.
Yeah, there's also so much less pressure on you. Like you're almost always guaranteed to have help in your lane, and then typically you're only against one person in matchmaking and stuff like that. So it's.
But it makes it all the much worse when you're playing a one-position role and you get aggro tri-laned against it, because you just don't ever, at least when you're in the 4K bracket, like, I don't know, myself and other people in the Moonduck house are, I feel like when you get aggro tri-lane against you, it could get very frustrating. It's just you're like, I wanted a free lane, I'm not getting a free lane, I'm getting ganked every 5 seconds. My other lanes are just kind of doing their own thing. So there's a lot of push and pull when it comes to positions in Dota. I mean, let's just be honest, guys. Dota is a very complex game. There's no doubt about that. You talk about psychology, gameplay, meta, however much you want. It changes on a daily basis. And hopefully we'll see some interesting stuff here from Geek Fam and MVP.Hot6 in this particular matchup.
Oh, we got some unpause going now, do we? All right, we're actually good to go.
We're good to go. We're back in. Not that long of a wait.
No. Anything odd?
They're trying to run up to contest the store. Maybe just put some pressure.
God,
Geek Fam running high into this enemy jungle. Could use the rot.
Get that bear.
Yeah, the rot slow on this bear is ridiculous. I don't know if they can kill it, considering Ryzen's the only one chasing him down. But it's still some nice damage done to the bear. And Psionics, as well as the Vengeful Spirit played by Crimson, will back up. And it is a dual lane versus a dual lane, at least for now, in this top lane.
And another pause.
Mic
with
issues.
Some mic issues.
That's not that big of a deal. It'll take 5 seconds to figure out, hopefully. Exhort to start out for the Invoker. Null Talisman, Double Tango, 3 GG branches. Would you imagine Quas Exhort, early Exhort point, then in Quas Wex, or what?
Yeah, there's not really any point to go for. Well, now you mention it. Quas Wex actually seems kind of good this game, but with the Exhort, highly unlikely to happen.
Yeah, I think so.
That is kind of weird, though. He doesn't have the best partners for Quas Exhort at all, honestly. Like,
Magic Missile Stun, maybe.
yeah. Like,
That's it.
Sunstrike? Like, and then you have to try and get a root,
the Lone
but...
Druid Bear gets leveled up at some point in time, which is, if you want to get involved early, that's not going to happen. Rolling Boulder onto Shima bottom lane. That's Sama trying to run. Good cast to stop him. Iron Shell was up. Raji actually taking a lot of damage from this. Needs to be careful and backs himself away. And that should be the end of it for now. Top lane, more actually happening there with Ryzen Psionics. But just some harass going on both sides of the map. This ward. Sentry, oh, this just misses this ward down here. So close to catching that Radiant Observer ward into the jungle. Doesn't quite hit it. That's... God.
Man, that is like right on the line too. I'm actually like surprised that blocks.
Yeah.
Phew. All right, well done. So, good job there by the Radiant though. Just means that they can't abuse this pull and like because whenever you're playing Darkseer, you know you're just gonna be pushing and pushing and pushing, non-stop into the wave. And so if you can like try and deny out some experience, pretty handy stuff. And try and just keep bullying and everything. So, Darkseer, he is. Well, personally, he's one of my favorite heroes to play. Played a lot of Darkseer, but he is just like so obnoxious to try and lane against. It's the worst.
Yeah, having the right heroes, the right items against the Darkseer are always crucial. By the way, not that this is super uncommon, but the early Wex point for the Invoker to help get the Alacrity, get some extra CS going his way. Doctor was a bit behind in CS, but has since caught up and is now leading the way. Meanwhile, they get the first blood in the bottom lane. They're going to look for Shuma as well. That's Sama trying to get something going here. But it looks like he's just going to take a couple tower hits and he'll have to back away.
Oh, they were really close to getting Shuma. That would have been like a worthy trade at that point, but a little bit too aggressive coming up from Raji here. So he's been our big Slardar player for the most of MVP, or for Mr. Cat, but he gets to mix it up a little bit this game. And yeah, as he said, a little bit unusual, I guess, to go for this like super early Wex. Just I guess not enough harass coming out from Doctor quite yet. The 2 tangos were enough, and he didn't need his Quas.
Oh, Sunstrike, the rolling boulder is going to hit perfectly. Boulder smash connects. Well, I guess they don't really need the stun. They just need the slow, and the Sunstrike is there on an already slow hero. And so Grace will fall.
What a hero Earth Spirit is.
Yeah.
The one-man gang squad. So What this means for Teehee, though, is we'll see if he can just keep the 1 point in Quas. He might end up going to, but lately we've been seeing a lot of this Wexort kind of Invoker, where you just want to take as few points into Quas as possible, and you just get this insane fight potential.
Stun's going to go. Ryzen takes some damage. Stun strike. Narrowly missing. They still might get this kill. Rot trying to deny himself, and he will. Now Crimson getting turned on. Double edge. Crimson's low. He's going to salve up. He can deny himself, but he's going to juke around the tree. The Savage Roar comes out perfectly timed. And that will be a missed kill from Geek Fam. Very close, but no cigar. Down bottom, they're setting up. It looks like trying to dive past the tower. Raji's got all of his abilities ready to go. Level 2 Boulder Smash, level 1 Rolling Boulder. On top of all that, but they will back away as Shuma comes in and starts pressuring a bit further.
We got for our Alacrity this game anyway. We got our Lone Druid. It's going to be pretty sick to go jack him up. So with the Venge, too, and just this Wexord Invoker, their Roche potential is actually pretty high for not having a super crazy Roche-based lineup. Reason is in mid here, scouting at this 4-minute rune, hoping for a haste, but
An Arcane, not a bad rune, but haste would have been the go-to. Teehee could still get hit with a hook here if he's not careful, but instead Rise is just going to run up. They're going to use the Stifling Dagger. There's going to be the Rock coming in. The hook is going to hit, but now the Sunstrike to cover his retreat. Crimson comes in. There's going to be the Magic Missile. Rise is low. Auto attack does the job. Teehee going to work with the Alacrity. Doctor, he's got another Stifling, but he won't use it. He's getting turned on by Crimson, and that'll be the end of it. Teehee turns it around. That Alacrity damage with level 2 Exort doing enough. Just getting Ryzen at the tail end of him getting up to the high ground.
yeah, and he had so many wand charges too, just because he's been absorbing all these daggers from Doctor. Easy to turn around that gank in the mid lane.
He is going to have to head back home, or at least for now. He's going to Wex it up and get back to the fountain. Get some farm down bottom. One boulder from Raji has been used. Good cast. He's going to bounce to the creeps as well. Will bounce right back. They found Shuma. He's got no pounds for 12. Dark Pact is there. Doesn't get it off. There's going to be the Iron Shell TP coming in, and now you have to cut your losses if you're Death Sama and Raji. Ryzen coming in, looking for a hook. It's only level 1, rolling boulder away. He won't be able to find it with those two slippery heroes. Grace will continue the chase, but
It's bounty rune too.
Raji's like, listen, I didn't get the kill, but I want some money, and they'll find it. Top.
No, that is one of the best parts of Witch
Sunstrike,
Doctor
Magic
too.
Missile, TP out, light. Good try, my friend, but not nearly in time.
Nicely done. Level 5 Lone Druid. The roots can come out. Cause you some serious laning problems. But yeah, this is one of the best things that Witch Doctor can do, is fight up against these early dives. Like, we'll see him a lot against support Slider. Not so much lately, but he's been one of the biggest answers to that whole idea of Darkseer +1 and rolling under towers, because you try and dive and one guy's supposed to be soaking the tower and you're right next to each other, and then this cask just annihilates you.
Death Sama with a nice sidestep, but let's just continue to Iron Shell. What CS is he at? 21, pretty good for a Darkseer. Could have more, I would imagine. 28 last hits for both the Lone Druid and the PA mid. The kill, of course, going TV's way, getting a couple kills, in fact. Well, the kill and 2 assists. Top lane, Magic Missile's going to go into light. No way to stop him. They have the Entangle, but the Claws will not proc, and Psionics is going to go back to CSing. And so how is this shaping up now? It's 6 minutes in this game, Trent. Do you foresee Geek Fam kind of just snowballing? Is that the type of lineup they have, or is it more be patient for them?
A lot of their lineup we'll learn about, I think, at the 10-minute mark-ish. How much pressure do they want to put on this top tower? Do they want to rotate up the Invoker and fight there and just pressure in the tower, or is he just going to sit mid the entire time until he gets his Midas? We can consider that to be the most likely thing, but let's say he just sits mid the whole time. When the first item's up on Death Sama, they can just rotate him up top along with the Earth Spirit and just pressure down towers with that Lone Druid and utilize that first power spike of Lone Druid before he gets crazy. So Raisin's trying mid here, but unlikely to succeed.
He was sitting over here for a moment, but that ward is obviously going to help them out. Rolling Boulder in. This is on both. They're going to go for the hook. This is there as well. Boulder Smash comes out. Magic Missile and Ryzen just gets blown away. No rot deny for him. And Doctor, all he could do is sit back and throw a Stifling Dagger. They'll try to attempt to go onto Death Sama down bottom. Pounce Dark Pact is going to be there. The cast will bounce through as well. Can they get this kill? Surge is up. One more auto attack. That's a great stampede, but not enough to save his own life. And Shumo will pick up the kill onto Death Sama.
That was a really nice play by Grace. He threw the cask onto the catapult to then bounce it onto the Witch Doctor, or the Darkseer, because there was nothing else in in the AoE.
Yep.
That was sick.
He was out of range for sure until that catapult came in. It was super handy. So, and that secured them the kill.
Yeah, no, it definitely did. Like he would have got away for sure. That's pretty cool. That's not something you see too often. It was like a shackle off a
Radiant's
creek
top
basically.
tower is under
With a witch
attack.
doctor.
Radiant structures are
They're
fortified.
getting the kill here and there. Light might have just been spotted by that observer ward as he walked out of the tree line. Didn't have the vision going. They're just going to go for the push regardless. They have the Demolisher ready to go.
Bottom lane.
Meanwhile, there's going to be some action. Depth Summon getting caught, hooked back.
Uh-oh.
That is not helpful, Ryzen. Depth Summon might live. I don't know if it's because of that, but that doesn't help. And the Maledict, he's not going to die to it. He's just going to shrine up instead.
That's some MMR assassin shit right there.
Yeah, it really is. Ryzen's like, my bad. Sorry, guys.
All right, well, this is that first power spike we were talking about, though. Where the Lone Druid, like 8.5 minutes, 10 minutes kind of style, you just start pushing. And Centaur Warrunner can't really do much about this. Punch this building.
I mean,
and you can't lose the tier 2 right now.
Well, they might lose more than that, too. This silence beautifully done from Rod. They need a match so they get the Entangling Claws. The Sunstrike not even needed. Crimson will find himself that kill.
Ryzen's
He's
just
coming. Ryzen's like, I need to do something. He finds a nice hook on the Seonix, but there's a great Savage Roar. Still the cast coming out now. Great out of mana, but here comes the backup. Doctor gets the Stifling Dagger. Great Magic Missile. They need more. Those Seonix will fall, and Crimson might be next. Great turnaround so far. It looks like they will turn 2. They did lose life, but they saved their tier 2 tower, and a great defense from Geek Fam.
What have we here?
Yeah, a bit too deep, perhaps. Not the way you want that to go. Oh, nice. That was a 6-out strike.
I just didn't catch it in time. I'm upset.
Okay.
But
It
well,
was,
we know what happened.
I mean, they had a ward, so it wasn't a super snipe or anything. Just
wonder
like,
if
oh,
I'm
he's
gonna
gonna walk
deload
to the
that.
shrine.
Anyway.
Yeah, it could be anywhere though. Honestly, it could be like over here or something, or
that
even
is a
here.
empty ward, you're right. That's not easy to do.
In fact, that's a really nice ward.
Stampede. The hook misses on Tiki. They were looking for. Raj came in to defend as well, but can't quite find anything to help him out.
Lucky find.
4-6 though, as we move forward. 10 minutes into the game now, Trent.
Invisibility.
Back and forth we go. Raji takes an invis. Hook almost connects blindly from Ryzen, but not enough.
We'll see. He also went back in towards more of the Quas build. It's more of the traditional Quas Exort kind of invoker, not like this, like Firo, for example, someone who we've been seeing a ton from Bears when they were playing in their tournaments. It was really cool to see that whole just like one Quas build. But this will be more traditional stuff, so not too big of a deal. You just don't get crazy tornadoes.
Sunstrike, see you later. Nice try to deny. Cassidy's going to come in, shoot out light, get silenced. That's a great silence from Raji now. They're going to try to come in, magnetize. Not enough mana for it. Crimson will fall, Savage Roar. They're doing what they can here. Geek Fam in some trouble even after that great silence. It's a double kill for Doctor. They will lose Shima, and Seonix takes up his own double. Now Doctor, he's got to use that Phantom Strike to get away. Light nearby to help out. No Stampede for 23. So in the end, what did it turn out to? Well, it's going to be more. Death Ward drops down as the root comes through. Now Death Sama surge again, surging right back out. Seonix will sit his Baron, hoping to get an Entangled
he wants
Prod.
that root so
They
bad.
want to fight. He will get that root. Wave of Terror comes out, vacuum back. He'll fall to the Magic Missile for Crimson. Nicely done. Ryzen came in looking for a hook as well. A very awkward fight, a lot of non-committal type action. But it turns into a 3-for-2 in favor of Geek Fam.
Get over it.
Oh, the
Death
hook
Sama
hits
bottom.
no one. Death Sama, but it's not.
Oh yeah, it's only 5 3/4. Maybe not getting the tome, not sure, but
Do they still have it?
I don't know. You can't tell anymore.
Oh, yeah, you can't. It's one of those things that's up there too.
The bug Bruno. Someone bug Bruno. You had to fix that.
Listen, we need all these little small details fixed for our viewing pleasure.
We need this Bruno.
I know you might be busy, but this takes priority.
Hey man, once the community got the phase boot changed the other direction, I just had faith in any change coming. Honestly.
It's cyclical.
That only took like 2 days of complaining and it got flipped over. I mean, Valve can do anything.
Yeah, but was that posted on Reddit? Whereas this type of thing is, it's not big enough to be honest.
We need
Radiant's
more
bottom
power.
tower has fallen.
Yeah, we
More
don't quite.
Redditors.
Moonduck's not big enough yet to get that train rolling, unfortunately.
Well, they've done part 2 of Lone Druid. When they push bomb, we'll see if they get like heavily punished again here. All right, this time we have the ward right on the shrine.
Yeah, they're going to spot
We're gonna see
Ryzen.
Pudge.
Oh,
Oh.
but the Sentry comes out. Ryzen knows what's
Ah.
up. Get it. He's got level 6 now, so Dismember is up. TP's to the Shrine. Crimson, he's probably thinking about, okay, maybe we should back. They really want to put some pressure on this tower. Psionics moving to the north. Another TP. Hook, not going to hit. It was blind from Ryzen. Couldn't find Psionics. Now the Stampede will come looking for Dismember. Good magic. Still the cast. This should bounce beautifully. The Creep Wave is there, though. Vacuum in. The Death Ward will come out now. The Dark Pact, they will find one. It's going to be the Lone Druid, the biggest target, and Doctor chasing for more. Raji might get caught. He does have the Rolling Boulder, so he needs to be careful. Grace is nearby as well. His cast is back off cooldown in about 2 seconds. Crimson also helping to cover the retreat. He's going to get Stifling Dagger. I don't know if they want to dive this close to the Tier 1 tower. Ryzen's going to go for Hook. He won't find anything with it. Still, though, Trent, at the end of the day, they do get the kill on that Lone Druid. That's all they really can ask for.
Yeah, they kind of goofed on that one. So again, same problem. Get a free tower. Pushing too much. Like, you definitely want a response. But just once your ward gets dewarded, you can't really be there anymore. And pressuring that hard, or you know you're gonna sacrifice something. Maybe they're hoping it would just be the Venge.
Oh man!
Nice find up top here. They got TE.
He's gonna get caught. Shuma looking for the kill, but Crimson's here. Dark Pact, Magic Missile, and the Dark Pact was ready to take it off. Now the Shadow Dance will come. Crimson might be looking for a swap, but he's out of range. They will have the path to cut off his retreat. Raji finds himself a haste room. Magnetize comes out. Raji kind of fighting where maybe he shouldn't here. Waiting for a Boulder Smash. They're fighting around the Shrine. Not a good place to fight if you're Geek fam. They will back away smartly in doing so.
Well, I guess it's time to take a look at how everyone's been farming up here in terms of their core items. Shuma, not really close to the Shadow Blade at 14, 15 minutes here, so not going too well for him. He's about 1,400 behind that Lone Druid, so basically like a full component, essentially. He'll almost have one of them finished up here in a moment, and maybe he'll get a little bit more room. Starting now in the lanes. PA, also, I mean, only 800 away from Deso. That's not too bad. She's got one Mithril Hammer to her name now. And Centaur almost had the blink. So that'll be the first big moment for MVP. Perhaps they can get a kill from that. That'll help snowball the PA and the Slark into their items, and we can go forward from there. Dire side. We have the Dragon Lance and Psionics. He can try and keep his spacing away from this Centaur Runner, and therefore everyone else for when the Stampede comes out. I would say this is a good game to get the Dragon Lance. We've seen some Lone Druids actually ignoring it lately, just going straight Maelstrom and stuff like that.
Yep.
Which is
He's
understandable,
gonna go back
but,
for it, but
yeah, I think this game's good for it.
I think for the biggest issue for MVP.Hot6, they don't have a pushing lineup in any sense of the word. Whereas you look at what Geek Fan have accomplished in the past 15 minutes as the game has started, they've taken down almost all the outer towers. This Tier 1 mid still stays standing tall. So there is a slight advantage from these towers going the way of Geek Fan. However, it has been evened up, sort of, as Shuma does
nice
push
hook.
top. There's going to be a hook now. They're going to find T. Goes well. Silence came through perfectly. The Death Ward is out. T is in trouble. Stop. He gets stunned instantly. Light can't get it off. The stomp will go, but it's too late. Back wall coming out now, and this looks perfect for Geek Fam. They're looking for more life flow. The Magnetize should finish him off. Pounce will come through. Shuma might have walked into his own death. Sunstrike will hit perfectly. Kihi finds himself a killing spree. That will be the PA down. Now Shuma might be next. Pounce not there. Raji blocked it off. And it's 4 dead for nothing. Geek Fam stay alive completely, and they will take a beautiful fight. And instead of taking the Tier 1 tower, they go right to Roche.
Wow. Darkseer, Earthscreen. I mean, I don't know if you guys have watched any OG games lately, but this combination is pretty good. OG Mega looks so easy when they play them. They always hit those, nice hook, but those vacuum into kick combos, and Geek Fam, little impersonation there. Looked great.
That was a spectacular fight. They will get Roshan out of it. Sonics is going to be the one to pick it up. Stomp will come through, but Sonics is the only one in the pin. He has that Aegis to protect him. Hook is going to hit. Stifling Dagger. The Savage Roar will go, however. Sonics will continue to run. Light, no blink. He's got it up, but no stomp, in fact, for 2 seconds. Says it now. Ryzen might get caught. Sunstrike is there. Ryzen should fall here. Maybe he's going to deny himself. Instead, he'll go down to Crimson. They will catch another on the back end. It's going to be Light. As tanky as he is, I don't think he will survive the damage that has Psionics at this point. And they've taken 2. And now this will lead into their Tier 1 tower push after taking Roche as well.
Dire's middle tower
Yeah, that
is under
was
attack.
perhaps a little bit greedy.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Again, trying to get there near the Aegis, then you stick around against a team that has Aegis. So, just kind of giving away kills. You can't commit to fights that potentially risking your whole team, and so they just kind of hand over 2 more there. So, further acceleration heading the way of Dire. And, well, we almost have this Desolator for Doctor. Perhaps that'll give him a little bit of assistance. And we're about into that Shadow Blade. So, we missed our window there, where maybe they could have taken the lead, or at least brought themselves back closer to even. And instead, we're going to go from a 5k lead for Geek Fam into a 10k lead here shortly.
Let's see how this does turn out. It's a bit disconcerting considering the position that they are in for MVP.Hot6, but we'll see what they can get done. Still, though, 15-7. Almost 20 minutes into the game, and the room that they've been given has been nice. Crimson might get caught here. Enough damage? I don't think so. Even he's pretty tanky with Urine of Shadows, so they need a bit more. They're not quite there yet, especially Shuma. He has the Shadow Blade. That's probably a kill, but he's 200 gold off, or about 150 now. But they did pick up the Desolator, as you were talking about. Aegis should still be ready to go for Psionics. What do you do? Do you try to take some towers off the back end of this, or do you wait for your next item, perhaps, or no?
Well, what are our next items? We have... Ooh, that's an interesting
SNY.
mix-up from Psionics.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I mean, Invoker is just doing his thing. T's gonna have his bots, so yeah, they can just kind of pressure in casually, use his Aegis. Don't have to overcommit at all. And I guess maybe we'll find a big moment here for MVP. They have their Shadow Blade. Might get a chance to actually use it. They've had some vision in here, so they might know that Teehee's up in this direction. Kind of seems like it, but Shuma's going to need more than just himself.
He's going behind the tower instead of around towards the back end of the jungle. They
Okay,
might
this
take the
is pretty
Silver
good.
tower, but I think this push commences and continues if you're Geek Fam. Or they could TP back. It's already too late. The tower's gone.
Dire's middle tower
Boots of travel are up, as you had previously mentioned for Teehee. They're going to tornado. They want to stop any TPs. Now he's going to get caught. The hook. Ghostwall comes in. Stop is there. They found the dust as well. Now TP backs are coming. Teehee's still in trouble and will fall. Now, can they turn this around, though, for Geek Fam? Even with one down is the question. Got some odds there. They're going to use the pounce. Back wall coming in nicely. Hook comes in under Crimson. Stampede will go. Death Ward is out. Gets silenced instantly.
Nice
Raji
kick.
is having an amazing game right now. Let me tell you, Trent. It is absolutely outstanding, and he's looking for more. Wave of Terror. He even blinks and finds himself a double kill. He's got a blink, for God's sakes. He's not done yet. Rolling Boulder up. Looking for Doctor. Just caught the tail end of his tracks, and he's looking to pick him off. He's got that silence. The boulder smash will not hit. They can't quite find him. Magnetize is still up. Doctor running, trying to find his way out. Ryzen TPing in. This might not be the best fight for Geek Fam. Hook onto Psionics. He does have that Aegis, though. Remember that. Now use the range that he's got. But in the magnetized, Doctor's caught.
The shrine.
Silenced up as well. The shrine not able to be used. Light might be able to get off. Double edge. Can't even break down the Lone Druid's Aegis, let alone his life. Ryzen's going to get caught with the magic missile, and some auto attacks from Death Sama will provide himself a double kill. And MVP just keep falling shorter and shorter and shorter in these fights. It's not looking great.
That might not have been worth the Invoker kill.
No, I don't think so. I'm going to agree with you there, Trent.
The guy who just bought out. Wow. Yeah, there's our Blink Dagger now for Death Sama. So he had kind of given up a little bit of the fire in this game, it seems, to Raji. And certainly working out with the fact that he is a Blink Dagger as well. And double Blink action means we should be able to have some pretty... I guess even better, one could say, vacuum kick combinations here. And Raji. He's been the Geek Fam MVP this tournament.
He looks fantastic. The silences have been instant.
The worst part is this guy is just like god tier on Slardar as well. Like, people have been banning the Earth Spirit.
Yep.
And
Yeah, we've
he's
seen
been
this.
playing Slardar instead.
Hook attempt, a little wide to the right. Psionics is just going to go ahead and continue to push. His Aegis is still up. Not for much longer, but it is there. Crimson wrapping around looking for a swap. Ryzen's going to see him. They drop a ward sentry immediately to counter it, and we'll find it. 100 gold going the way of Mr. Light. This Quelling Blade, they will lose the tier 2 tower, however, and that means that Geek Fam, their last outer tower, that's their objective. It's top lane.
Alacrity Lone Druid.
Yeah,
Wow.
With a SNY and almost a Scotty now that's coming out next, it is scary. So how do you feel about the fact that he didn't go for that Maelstrom, by the way?
I don't think he's split pushing it all this game, so it doesn't matter. I think it's a lot better in those situations where, like, it's still a good item even if you're fighting, but This is even better.
Oh,
He's
that
nice and beefy.
Sentry pounce. There's going to be the Dark Pack. Shadow Dance use Psionics. He lost his stage. Back comes into a beautiful kick. There's going to be the wall as well on top of it. They will take one down. That's the Witch Doctor, and Ryzen will be next. He's going to try to rot deny himself. He will get it off. Now the TP's coming through. Light will be able to make it away, but Shima, I don't think he'll be so lucky. 3 dead again for MVP.Hot6, and Geek Fam continue to do it. They will take a tier 2 tower. Meanwhile, they deny their bot tier 1 by Teehee, so even a little bit of
Not giving
extra
anything.
MVP can get, they just don't find it. It's so sad at this point.
And that'll be a 3rd blink now up here as well. Absolutely ridiculous.
Trent, I think this might be the beginning of the end. No buyback, dead for 24 seconds on that Slark. He's not really providing that much to begin with. Shadow Blade trying to get to that Echo Saber, but the timing just was not there. Hook will siege, get a siege creep, in fact. Cast will bounce through. The Bear will siege. Psionics will be on the low ground. Alacrity will do a lot of the job. Death somehow looking for a Blink Vacuum to save some heroes if need be. He also has some Mech 10. They hook Crimson, won't find anything. And more Alacrity damage going with Psionics. And this is going to be a full set of racks. Big fight, though, is the question. Tornado EMP covering the retreat. They find the Bear, at least. Savage Roar, they might just have to leave it behind. Yeah, they'll kill the Bear. Raji comes in, actually. He hits a kick, but got caught by Shuma. Needs to be careful. And now they will back. Yes.
Yep, shrine time now. They have a gem or something, or what's he doing up there? I think he just unintentionally blinked up there. Now he's going to cover the retreat, though, in case they chase, you know. He's going to pop smokes.
He's the eagle eye in this guy.
Yeah. That must have been his play.
The classic.
Well. Geek fam doing what was expected here.
Running all over this game. Comeback potential. Blink stops. Hooks, I guess, always offer an avenue towards comebacks, especially when you're searching high ground. But
they're lacking on that big team fight. You know, if you have good auto attacks or good damage from your Slark and good damage from PM, that might cover it. But I feel like the Blink Stomp is really. They did a huge Blink Stomp followed by some big AoE damage. I don't really think there's any way they can get a big team fight win. They might be able to find a couple of pickoffs, but I don't know, man. It just feels somewhat out of reach at this point.
Yeah, at least this time it's a best of 3. Oh, I got to remember to put that in, but admin Trent, no problem, guys. I guess it doesn't matter too much in game 1.
You mess up one thing, Trent, that's it.
That's it. Done.
You're done.
Wow, look how fast they kill Roche.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. He just hits pretty hard. This guy
isn't even like Alacrity Bear going right now.
Put something down, Psionics. You don't need it. Just put your kill. There you go. Drop the kill. Did he give it to someone? I would have put it in his backpack.
Oh, the bear. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Ah.
The play, of course.
Of course. You forget with all this range low and druid play happening, you forget about the bear sometimes.
Yeah, you can actually carry items, it turns out.
A crazy mechanic, who would have known? And they're gonna.
Maybe they should try putting items on the bear, making him like really strong. Think that'd be any good?
That's
probably not.
I can't believe you would even mention it, Trent. That's a crazy idea.
Oh, just short. Needs an aphid lens there.
That's like the story of Ryzen's game so far. I feel like he's just barely missing in a lot of these initiations. And it looks like he will at least grab the bear. With the Aquila, not the Aquila, the cast. Actually, he's going to bounce the Psionics. Needs to be careful. Doctor will jump in. Psionics is going to go back to work on this tower. And Alacrity is, well, his eye's done if he wants it. Here comes the hook. It'll hit on a T. Ghost Walk immediately. And Shuma has already lost all of his mana. Vacuum Wall, he's done. He's got buyback. He might have to use it, but Grace is going to get swapped back in. That just might be it, honestly. Yeah, GG's called. Geek Fam put on a clinic with this draft that they had, Trent. I mean, it was spectacular from pretty much moment zero.
Yeah, I mean, what went wrong from this game? Anything? I can't think of like a single.
Not really.
Just the only problem we saw from them was where they pressured too deep after killing the tier 1s, and they gave up kills both times when they probably didn't have to, especially because they had vision showing that people were coming, and they still tried to play just a little bit too greedy. Other than that, though, like pretty much a flawless game for the most part. Great combinations between our position 3 and our stand-in Darkseer, by the way, and the Earth Spirit.
Def Sama looked like he had a heck of a game. He did have a heck of a game. 5-115.